My name is Jacqueline Vayu, and today I'll be speaking about cannabis and mental health, the promise, the pitfalls, and the path forward. As cannabis becomes increasingly legalized and socially accepted, its potential applications in the realm of mental health have gained significant interest. For decades, cannabis has been overshadowed by stigma and legal restrictions, limiting its exploration as a legitimate medical source. However, recent studies and first-hand accounts suggest that cannabis, particularly in its compounds, cannabinoid or CBD, or tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, may offer relief from conditions such as anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. This growing body of research indicates that cannabis, when used responsibly and under proper guidance, can serve as a valuable alternative or supplement to conventional psychiatric treatments. Nevertheless, its use also carries substantial risks, including dependency and cognitive impairment. Cannabis presents both promise and controversy, making it essential to evaluate its benefits and drawbacks within a scientific or regulatory framework. As society continues to evolve in its perception of mental health and alternative medicine, the conversation surrounding cannabis must become more nuanced, evidence-driven, and centered on patient well-being. Cannabis contains over 100 natural compounds known as cannabinoids, the most studied being THC and CBD. The compounds interact with the body's endocannabinoid system, or ECS, which plays a crucial role in regulating mood, stress, memory, and emotional responses. THC is a psychoactive and is responsible for the euphoric high, which is often associated with cannabis. CBD, on the other hand, does not produce psychoactive effects. It is frequently cited for its therapeutic potential through its interaction with the ECS receptors. Cannabinoids can influence serotonin production and other neurochemical processes, thereby affecting mood and mental health. The unique ability of cannabis to influence such central systems has spurred interest in its application for mental disorders, particularly those resistant to standard treatment. The growing understanding of ECS has also prompted researchers to explore whether targeted cannabinoid therapies could help restore homeostasis in patients suffering from chronic stress and emotional dysregulation. This expanding field of psychopharmacology opens new avenues for treatment strategies that address biochemical and underpinnings of mental health through non-traditional yet scientific grounded methods. Anxiety and depression are two of the most prevalent mental health issues globally, affecting millions of individuals across various age groups. Traditional treatments typically involved selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, benzodiazepines, and other medications that can carry side effects such as drowsiness, emotional blunting, and dependency. In contrast, cannabis, especially CBD, has shown promise in alleviating symptoms with these disorders with fewer side effects. Studies suggest that CBD interacts with serotonin receptors in the brain, which helps regulate mood and stress receptors. Many users report immediate relief from anxiety, improved sleep, and more balanced emotional state. Passanti highlighted CBD's neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory properties, which further support its stress-related disorders. Additionally, cannabis compounds may offer an advantage over pharmaceuticals due to their broader mechanism of action, potentially making them more effective for individuals who do not respond to typical antidepressants. This aspect is particularly relevant in communities with limited access to mental health care, which conventional medication options may be scarce or economically inaccessible. Expanding the accessibility of cannabis-based treatments through public health initiatives could help bridge the existing treatment gaps. While the short-term benefits are noteworthy, it is important to acknowledge the long-term impact of cannabis use for anxiety and depression is not fully understood. Some evidence suggests that high doses or chronic use of THC may exacerbate symptoms of anxiety or lead to depressive episodes. This dual nature underscores the importance of dosing, cannabinoid composition, and individualized treatment plans. Further research is necessary to clarify the context in which cannabis acts as a therapeutic agent versus a risk factor. Integrating cannabis treatment into a holistic mental health plans that include therapy, social support, and lifestyle changes may improve outcomes while reducing dependency risks. Moreover, establishing guidelines for safe and effective use, informed by evidence-based research, clinical trials will be more essential to maximize therapeutic benefits and minimize harm. One of the most discussed areas of cannabis research involves its impact on post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is a complex condition that can arise after exposure to a traumatic event, with symptoms ranging from flashbacks to nightmares, emotional numbness, and hyperarousal. Traditional treatments, including SSRIs and psychotherapy, are often insufficient for many sufferers. In a study by Nasish, researchers observed the effects of medical cannabis on 14 combat veterans with chronic treatment-resistant PTSD. Over a 1-year period, participants reported significant improvements in sleep quality and overall symptom severity, including reduced intrusiveness, avoidance, and hyperarousal. Notably, while the study found no improvement in nightmare frequency, the overall positive outcome underscores cannabis's potential as a supplementary treatment. Further supporting evidence comes from Lake, who found that cannabis can lead to a reduction in PTSD symptoms such as nightmares and sleep disturbances. Additionally, Elms reported that CBD improved emotional control and reduced fear responses in PTSD patients. These findings suggest that cannabinoids may help regulate the brain's fear processing symptoms, offering relief from some of the disorder's most distressing symptoms. However, the variability in strains and individual responses to cannabis necessitate careful medical supervision and further study. Future research might explore specific cannabis strains and cannabinoid ratios to better tailor treatments to individual needs. Such research could lead to more precise, personalized medicine approaches, enhancing both efficiency and safety in PTSD treatment. The inclusion of veterans and survivors in clinical trials is also vital to ensure treatments are developed with their unique needs in mind. Furthermore, expanding mental health resources for trauma survivors in under-resourced communities could increase the real-world accessibility and equity of these emerging therapies. Despite the promising evidence, cannabis for mental health also carries significant risks. One of the most serious concerns is its potential to induce and exacerbate psychosis, which particularly in individuals with a predisposition to mental illness. Batawa found that high THC cannabis strains can increase the risks of paranoia, hallucinations, delusions in vulnerable users. This is especially concerning for individuals with family history of schizophrenia or bipolar. Furthermore, long-term cannabis use, especially when initiated during adolescence, can be linked to cognitive impairments, including diminished memory, attention, and executive function. These impairments have lasting effects on academics and professional success, underscoring the need for access restrictions. Educating younger populations about these risks through high school-based prevention programs could help reduce early exposure. Public service campaigns, parental guidance material, and age-gated marketing restrictions are also necessary to mitigate harm and encourage responsible behavior among youth. Cannabis dependency, though less common than with substances like opioids or benzodiazepines, remains a legitimate concern. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, some users develop cannabis use disorder, characterized by cravings, withdrawal symptoms, and difficulty in reducing consumption. People who rely heavily on cannabis to manage stress or emotions may experience decreased motivation and social withdrawal. Such patterns can interfere with work, education, and personal relationships, underscoring the importance of moderation and medical oversight. Building resilience through therapy, lifestyle changes, and support systems could be encouraged alongside or in place of pharmacological solutions in case where cannabis is not suitable. Additionally, ongoing counseling and support services for regular cannabis users can help identify early signs of dependency and provide alternative coping mechanisms. By proactively integrating addiction awareness into mental health care plans, professionals can better safeguard patients who pursue cannabis as a treatment option. In addition to dependency, the unregulated use of cannabis poses a safety concern. The variability in product potency, lack of standardized dosages, and inconsistent labeling practices can lead to misuse or unintended side effects. To address the challenges, legalization and proper regulation are essential. Legal access to high-quality cannabis products, coupled with education on responsible use, can mitigate risks while maximizing therapeutic potential. Physicians and mental health professionals must also be equipped to guide patients by selecting appropriate products and dosages. Education campaigns can also play a role in helping the public understand how to use cannabis safely and effectively. Moreover, investment in research and development can help create standardized formulations that improve consistency and reliability in treatment. Policymakers must collaborate with scientific institutions, industry stakeholders, and advocacy groups to establish robust frameworks that support safe innovation and equitable access. Another noteworthy benefit of cannabis is its impact on sleep. Many individuals with anxiety, depression, or PTSD struggle with insomnia or disrupted sleep, which in turn exacerbates the mental health systems. Research by Walsh indicates that cannabis, particularly CBD-rich strains, can improve sleep onset and duration. Enhanced sleep quality contributes to better emotional regulation, increased energy levels, and improved concentration, all of which are crucial for managing mental health. Thus, cannabis may serve as an adjunct to therapy by helping patients restore healthy sleep patterns. However, reliance on cannabis for sleep should be approached cautiously, as tolerance can develop, leading to decreased effectiveness and potential dependency over time. Alternatives such as mindfulness practices, sleep hygiene education, and natural supplements should also be considered as part of a comprehensive treatment plan. Encouraging patients to track their sleep and symptoms through journaling or wearable devices that improve treatment personalization and outcomes. Ultimately, the role of cannabis in mental health treatment is complex and evolving. While it holds undeniable therapeutic potential, especially for treatment-resistant conditions, it also presents risks that cannot be overlooked. Individual responses to cannabis vary widely, influenced by factors such as genetics, existing mental health conditions, and usage patterns. For these reasons, cannabis should not be viewed as a universal remedy, but rather as a complementary tool within a border of mental health care strategy. Continued research, responsible legislation, and professional guidance will be key to integrating cannabis into mainstream psychiatric practice. Healthcare systems must also adopt by training clinicians in cannabinoid therapy and incorporating cannabis-related products into mental health curriculums. Universities and medical institutions should partner with researchers and policymakers to ensure practitioners are prepared for a future landscape of integrative mental health care. In conclusion, cannabis offers a compelling yet cautious path forward in mental health treatment. With its potential to alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and PTSD, however, and improve sleep quality, it stands as a promising alternative to traditional medications. However, concerns around dependency, cognitive effects, and psychosis highlight the need for regulated use and ongoing research. By fostering informed, safe, and scientifically supported practices, society can harness cannabis's benefit while minimizing its risks, ultimately contributing to a more holistic and more effective mental health care. As laws evolve and research deepens, the integration of cannabis into psychiatric care has the potential to transform how we approach mental, emotional wellness, and psychological resilience. By committing to education, equity, and evidence-based care, the future of cannabis and mental health may become not only promising, but profoundly impactful. Thank you for listening.